Well, guys, this used to be part of my irrigation system. Unfortunately, when we put the pool in, we destroyed some of it, but it was installed prior to this fence going in. I think it was installed in like '06 or '08. The fence was installed in the last couple of years, and it's all kinds of things that didn't make sense. We had sprinkler heads on the other side of the fence, sprinkler heads under the fence. So we're going to start fixing all that today. I'll show you guys some of these sprinklers that were issued. I've already dug this one out, but this one was about a foot on the other side of that fence. This one was directly underneath the fence. And then there's one down here that isn't underneath the fence, but got destroyed when they put this post in the fence. So time to fix this stuff so that when we seed this whole area, we can use the irrigation system rather than setting sprinklers up all over the place. Hi there, you fellas and fell nuts. Oh shoot. So it's the next day. It got hot yesterday and I got worn out. But we're gonna continue on this adventure of fixing this irrigation. There was a head right here. I don't know if I filmed that or not. There was a head right here next to the horseshoe pit, which obviously didn't do us any good. So started digging out this trench because we're gonna move it over here. We need a couple more fittings here and there, but I want to get stuff dug out and figured out what we're going to need before I head to the big box store to pick it up. So I'm going to finish digging this out. We got the line that was run off of. We're going to cut that off and put it over here. So we're going to need a T here. We're going to want to add a zone there. There's one over there that we're going to have to move to this side of the gate. So we got a lot of digging to do this morning. And then a trip to either the depot or the Lowe's. Probably the Lowe's because the depots around here are crazy. But get started by digging this out where I just collapsed it in. Got some wires here running over to the pool pump. Before we fill all this in today, we're going to do a leak test. Make sure we don't have any leaks. I also think we're going to find another sprinkler head over here once we get this zone plugged in. If not, I'm going to have to add a sprinkler head over here because there's not enough sprinklers in this area. Hopefully, there'll be one over there once we get this going. So, let me show you what we did yesterday. I didn't talk much about it while we were doing it. There's that buddy. So this was the existing line all the way up to here. And then we had a tie-in going down here. We got all this glued up. Looks like we're gonna have to do a little more digging in this area to get that down. And just from down here, got all this glued up. And I need to pick up a 45 for there. And we got all this glued up back into the existing line right here. Also found a leak. Crack right there in this line. And there was another leak down here, which I didn't know about. So we're going to have to replace a big chunk of this 3/4 inch line right here too. So yeah, that was my dad out here helping me yesterday. Family was in town visiting before the grandbaby arrives for them. So that's that. So we got another sprinkler head that's on this zone back here, right here. So we're going to move this one up here. And then we're going to have to add one more up in that corner. Spray out that way. The line looks like it comes this direction here. So I think what I'm going to do, because I want to put another sprinkler up there anyways, is run a, cut this off here, put a T on it, run a piece of swing pipe out here so I can get it out here, and then continue that piece of PVC on up there, going under the gate somewhere, and tie in right there. I think it's going to be the easiest solution. So, let me dig this out here, and then I'll move you guys over here so you can watch me struggle in this heat. Feels like we got another pipe right there. Which is good because I want to add another sprinkler on the front zone over here. Alright, that's good to go. I can run a new chunk of swing pipe right there and get that head over there. Got a squirrel yelling at me. So thankfully I was intelligent when I dug this out. And now I gotta move it all so that I can run my trench up here. Ooh, it's warm. Tell you what, fellas, it's warm. Real warm, Clark. I want to scoot in right beside that fence post, so I'm going to dig right here where I want to go under. Big old root right there I'm going to have to cut. Alright, I'm going to need a sawzall for that. So let's go pick this up in the backyard, make sure I can figure out where this is. If you're going to do this, I'd advise renting a ditch witch. Especially if you know where, if you're putting in a new system and you know where all your underground lines are and all that stuff, you don't have to worry about running over old lines. Rent a ditch witch. I mean, all these trenches would be done. Even if I was running a system for the whole yard, these trenches would be done. I said, the good thing about sand is it's easy to dig. The bad thing about sand is you think, oh, this is easy to dig. I don't need a ditch witch. And then you realize it's 97 degrees and 140% humidity. And you end up sweating your nards off. It's just never a good thing. You never want to sweat your nards off, guys. Well, I just found another PVC pipe. I don't know where the hell that goes. Telling you guys, the way this system is laid out makes zero sense to me. Zero. I don't know if Matthew did it or what. There's another PVC pipe right there. I think it ties back into that one, which is fine. We'll just take it out. And, because we're going to run that one down there. What the hell are these people doing now? Who knows? Who knows? Alright. What's next? I guess I'm going to go get the sawzall and cut some of these roots up so I can finish this digging. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright, so now I got them roots taken out. Let me dig this out a little bit deeper right here. And then I'll flip back over to the other side, figure out where that piece of PVC runs. You guys probably can't see what I'm doing anymore. I'll set you up right over here. I'm just going to keep on digging along this line every few feet. Alright, cool. So I can just tee off that line, run that sprinkler there. Not a big deal. And then I got to figure out where that line is and run it down there. And that should be all the digging we got for today, hopefully. Whew. Well, not quite, because we got a couple more heads that we got to move, but close to it. So I know that I've got the end of a line right here on zone 1 because it was busted when we moved in. We put a cap on it and just stopped right there, but there's an end of a line right here, so I'm gonna run a sprinkler here, and then I got to figure out kind of where it's running. I want to put another one down there on this side of the fence to cover that area. That should be good for back here, or for up here. Other thing I gotta watch out for is that line. Which looks like it's coming in that same trench right there. Probably just ran this trench up, put both lines in it. Shot one that way. Would be my guess. Remember to call 811 before you dig. I know exactly where my power line is because they just ran it underground, so I'm not worried about it. But if you don't know where your stuff is, call 811 because it could be shocking when you hit that power line. It took about 2 hours to get all that video from my phone to the computer. And so it was like 88, felt like 96 out here. Now it's up over 90. Probably feels like 100 out here. The high for today was supposed to be 97. I just checked it again and it says 99 now. So it's going to be a spicy one today. Making roots everywhere. Trees are rubbing on each other up there. That's good. Alright. Now I'm going to walk around and figure out all the fittings that I need. Make a list. Go to Home Depot and buy some stuff. And then we'll come back and start installing. Alright, so we're back from Lowe's. I'm going to set another zone kicking over there. So I'm going to cut this 1 inch right here. Or not another zone, another sprinkler over there. So I'm going to cut this right here, put a T in it, and run the line over yonder. I went and grabbed a paper towel to help clean these off. This is a 1 inch by 1 inch by 3/4 inch T. That's 1 inch, 1 inch, and 3/4 inch. I got this T glued off and wired in. This one over here, put this T in, and this sprinkler over here. So now I'm gonna go turn this zone on, and we'll see if we've got any leaks. All right, now I think I got the right zone coming on, and we're gonna walk around here and check for leaks. It's been about 30-45 minutes since I glued everything together, so glue should be dry. So we're just gonna walk around and make sure nothing's leaking. There you got one sprinkler over there spraying. That one obviously is not buried. We're gonna walk this and check for any leaks. We'll let it run for the full 10 minutes that we set it up for. Now, there's a lot of air in this line, obviously, because of the new pipe. All this water right here is because this pipe is cracked. We hadn't fixed that yet, so we'll go ahead and fix that a little bit later on. I don't see anything leaking, which is good news. That one's spraying, which is also good news. This one hadn't kicked up yet. There, it's starting to come. Check on this one. Don't see anything out of this one yet. Again, there's a lot of air in these pipes, so we're going to let it run and see what we end up with. This one's running. Obviously, it's not facing the right direction, but it's not permanently installed. I was really thinking that there was going to be another sprinkler along here somewhere, but I don't see anything. So maybe not. This one's probably going to have to be taken apart and cleaned up, maybe have some parts replaced on it. Same with this one. Still nothing here. I wonder if that's connected to a different zone. We'll go crank up zone 1 here in a minute, because that's the other one that it could be connected to, and see what happens. I don't think that it is, but it's not coming on at all. It's not even trying to, so we'll check on it. All right, guys. Well, it's a few days later. By a few days, I mean a lot of days. But we got all the irrigation in, and it's all working how it should. I ended up moving the sprinkler that was all the way down here by the fence up here, because it was this whole middle area right here was not getting enough water when I ran them. This area right in here. So move that sprinkler up here. It still reaches all the way to the fence. The sprinkler that was over here that I said might be connected to a different zone was in fact connected to zone 1, and there was actually another sprinkler over here in the corner that was connected to zone 1. Why, I have no idea. So I put that sprinkler back on zone 6, ran the sprinklers, realized that it really wasn't needed because the sprinkler over here by the gate, we moved up here, covered that area, and really all that was doing was robbing water volume from the rest of the zone. So I ended up just capping that line that we put in there, and then we're letting the rest of these zones do that. The other thing that we did, so let me adjust the camera real quick so y'all can see. I'll walk over there and show ya. Over here, If y'all remember, I said there's got to be another sprinkler somewhere along the fence. Well, there wasn't that I could find. So I took this zone that's back here, which is connected to zone 3, I think. No, zone 5. Zone 5. There's a line of sprinklers here. I extended that line out to here, put another sprinkler, kind of cover back over this way where that one's not coming out far enough, and over this way. And there's another sprinkler right behind where you guys are set up right now that covers this intermediate area right here. Between this one and that one, this whole area gets covered. So, like I said, it's much later now. I've got everything covered back up. We've actually already started the seeding process. So, if you see any grain back here, that's why we've been watering this like crazy, trying to get seed to grow. But y'all will see the seeding process on a future video, either next week or the week after. I'm not sure which video I'm putting out next. But yeah, so everything's working good back here. All sprinklers are covering. We got good coverage in the backyard. This zone, because typically when you run sprinklers, you want this head to reach to the next head in the zone, so on and so forth. We're not quite getting that. So in this zone back here, which is zone 5, I run these longer than I run my other zones just so that we can get the same amount of water on the ground back here. There's a test that you can do where you take a tuna can, you put it out in different places in the yard, and you run your sprinklers for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, and you measure how much water is in the tuna can, and that tells you how many inches or half an inch or whatever you measure in there you're getting in that area of the yard, and that can help you dial in your irrigation times. I didn't do that back here because our goal right now is just keep this wet. So I've just been running this area back here for about 30 minutes at a time. The other areas I run for about 15 minutes at a time, and they're keeping everything staying moist enough to get germination, because we're seeing some in some places, but I'm not going to spoil that video. Let you guys see that one when you see it. Appreciate you guys watching and following along on this journey. If y'all have any questions about what I did, why I did something a certain way, please leave them in the comment section down below. Share this with your buddies, share it with your parents, share it with your aunts, your uncles, grandfathers, grandchildren, so on and so forth. It helps the channel grow. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Thanks.